Everyone who is able, please rise for the arrival of His Honor, the Honorable Mike Savage, Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia. Thank you. You may be seated. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Municipality of the County of Kings annual African Heritage Month Proclamation event. The Municipality of the County of Kings is in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded and current territory of the Mi'kmaq peoples. The Municipality of the County of Kings is a neighbor to the Annapolis Valley First Nations and Glooscap First Nation, as well as the diverse urban and rural indigenous population. We are all treaty people, and we commit to upholding the peace and friendship treaties and working towards reconciliation in all areas of the municipality. We are going to get started with this evening with O Canada, followed by Lift Every Voice. I invite everyone who is able to please stand for both anthems.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered. We have come treading a path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out of the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our hearts, drunk from the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land.
You may be seated. At this time, I would like to invite Mayor Dave Corkum to offer opening remarks and officially welcome us to this evening's celebration.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the Municipality of the County of Kings 2026 African Heritage Month Proclamation. It's an honor to have the Honorable Mike Savage, Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, in attendance. We go back a long ways, and I have some stories I could tell you. Before being His Honor, Mike was MP. And then after that, he was the mayor of Halifax, and I was the mayor of Kentville and president of UNSM. So we, on occasion, met at different events. And, well, I'll tell you, no, maybe I better not tell you that one. Well, the time we were over, no, I probably won't tell you that one. My concern is, Mike's pretty good at telling stories too, so maybe I'll save mine for another day, and hopefully he will too. It certainly, it means a lot to have His Honor here with us, and he is somebody that I have a great respect for. Back in the day, certainly he was somebody that I looked on for advice, and I knew I could always get his support. So it's a pleasure and an honor to have you here, sir. I'd also like to welcome Her Honor, Darlene Savage. I'd also like to recognize our Deputy Mayor Everett McPherson's with us here today. Councillor Christina Sappington, Councillor Robbie Hiltz is here, and Councillor Peter Allen. Also in the audience, we have the Mayor of Middleton here, Gail's here, and Councillor Joanna from Berwick is here with us too. So, and just coming in a little bit late, MLA Julie Van Axen. Julie is a great supporter, so she's always here. Thank you for being here. We're pleased to see so many community members, students, educators, partners, and leaders here tonight. Your presence reflects our shared commitment to raising awareness of the importance of African Heritage Month. This year's theme, Strength and Unity, moving forward with purpose, prosperity, power, and progress, highlights the power that comes from African Nova Scotians and the people of African descent, standing together with a shared sense of direction. African Heritage Month is a time for reflections and recognition. The month invites us to acknowledge the contributions of people of African descent, past and present, in our region, throughout the province, and across the country. At the municipality of the County of Kings, we're always working towards our vision of a community of communities where all people belong. When I look around the room, I am reminded how good it feels to be in good company. Again, thank you all so very much for being here tonight. And I would lastly like to recognize the wonderful staff that we have here at Kings County that organize these events. They do a fantastic job. This doesn't come off just like that. And I think that we really need to recognize them. And I want to thank you for being here, but I want to thank our staff for what they do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Corcoran. We will now move into libation, a traditional African practice used to honor our ancestors, those who came before us, whose sacrifices, strength, and wisdom guide us today. We dedicate today's libation to the legacy of Dr. Geraldine Browning. Geraldine, or Miss B, was a remarkable leader, educator, mentor, and woman of deep faith whose life of service shaped our community and our province. She was a founding member of the Black Cultural Society of Nova Scotia, who described her as a lifelong champion of Black heritage, community advancement, and human rights. Dr. Browning helped establish the Black Business Initiative and the Valley African Nova Scotian Development Association, and served on numerous boards and committees advancing human rights, equity, and community development. While Dr. Browning was born in and raised in the historic African Nova Scotian community of East Preston, she called Gibson Woods home. Miss B passed on December 31st, 2025. There is a book of condolences located at the back of the room. Please feel free to express your condolences before leaving this event. I would like to invite Santino Burrows to lead us in a moment of remembrance and reflection.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Santino, and we gather today in remembrance and gratitude. Before we speak her name, we must first honor those who made her path possible. We pour this libation to honor the Creator, the ancestors known and unknown, those who walked before us with courage, faith, and vision. We call upon the ancestors of African descent who survived the Middle Passage, who built communities in this land despite enslavement, displacement, and injustice. Those who prayed, organized, taught, resisted, and loved. We thank you. We call the names of leaders who stood firm for Black self-determination, for dignity, equity, and collective power. For those who laid the groundwork for movements like the Black United Front, Black Cultural Society, the Black Business Initiative, an institution devoted to community advancement. Today we lift up the life and legacy of Dr. Geraldine Browning, a daughter of African Nova Scotian communities, a leader shaped by faith, service, and an unshakable commitment to all people. She carried her community with her into every room she entered. She understood leadership as a responsibility to advocate, to organize, to build systems that serve rather than exclude. She worked across public administration, education, healthcare, and community development. She worked with clarity, courage, and compassion. Through her service with the Valley African Nova Scotian Development Association, she strengthened opportunities for economic growth, education, and self-determination. She believed communities thrive when they are resourced, respected, and trusted to lead their own futures. Dr. Browning did not simply hold positions, she opened doors, created pathways, and mentored others to lead. She showed us that excellence and humility can coexist, that change requires both strategy and heart. We pour this libation in gratitude for her life, for her leadership, and for the example she leaves for future generations. May her legacy remind us to serve boldly, to lead with integrity, and to remain accountable to the communities that raised us and the ancestors upon whose shoulders we stand. May we walk forward carrying her lessons, grounded in faith, guided by purpose, and committed to justice. Thank you.
Thank you, Santino. It is now my pleasure to introduce our musical guests this evening, the Amani Drummers. These students work with student support worker Lawrence Parker to bring African drumming to a number of different events around the region. Thank you, Mr. Parker and the Amani Drummers, for that powerful performance. We have one last performer this evening. In 2023, the municipality partnered with Vansda and Eagle Speaker Publishing on a literary project where Black and African Nova Scotian children and youth had the opportunity to learn different ways to tell stories from Black and African Nova Scotian mentors. At the end of this project, their work was published into a book. This evening, we're going to hear a poem from Alexi Jade Smith that can be found in the first volume of Windows and Mirrors.
Good evening, everybody. Today I'll be reading to you my poem that I wrote called My Beautiful Skin. My skin is black and beautiful. It's the skin I walk in, talk in, and rock in. It's the skin that makes me confident, unique, the skin that makes me special. When I do my hair and wear nice clothes, I shine just like a star in the midnight sky. When all the colors of the rainbows are combined, that shade is as beautiful as mine. My hair is a texture of lamb's wool, soft, thick, rich, and curly. My skin is black and beautiful. It's the same color as rich, dark soil that harvests the food we need. My black skin shows power and strength. My skin, my hair, what a blessing it is. I smile and dance because it's what I've got. My skin, my hair, a curse it's not. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexi. The next volume of Window and Mirrors will be shared soon, so please keep an eye on our website. Now we're going to be doing a ticket giveaway. Just one moment, please.
Grayson, are we doing one of each? Okay. You want to pick from here first? This is a kids ticket.
2611250
26112509. It's a red ticket.
red.
Red ticket. Yeah. Yay, there you go.
Yeah, I thought we did.
No, put there. Okay. So these should be all blue tickets,
Except for one.
except for one.
Red one.
Oh. Yeah. Do it. Do it.
4093136.
One more time.
49.
09.
Oh, 4093136.
Going once, going twice. It might have been a mistake. Okay, we're gonna do another one. Blue ticket.
3501748. Oh,
There we go. Congrats.
I actually told that guy he would win one.
We have 2 more prizes later.
Okay.
We will now hear from several community partners who play an important role in supporting Black and African Nova Scotian students, families, and communities. First, I would like to invite His Honor, the Honorable Mike Savage, Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, to the podium to provide remarks.
Thank you very much. What a pleasure to be here and to see so many folks here. Mayor Corky, Deputy Mayor, members of council, Mayor of Middleton, and Councillor from Berwick. Yeah, nice to see you. Our MLA, nice to see the MLA here as well. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, those who are serving in uniform, thank you very much for your service. Not an easy time always to be in uniform. We appreciate the work that you do. It's a real pleasure for Darlene and I to join you here in Kings County for the launch of African Heritage Month. À titre de représentant de Roi Nouvelle-Écosse, je suis ravi de me joindre à vous ici, dans le comté de Roi, pour le lancement du mois de patrimoine africain. Last week, Darlene and I were pleased to attend the provincial proclamation at the Black Cultural Center, and then the gala in Sydney. Today, we're delighted to be with you in a community that includes Gibson Wood and Pinewood, 2 places that have deep African Nova Scotian roots. We are honored to be able to play a small part in celebrating the legacy, the resilience, and the creativity of African Nova Scotians and the people of African descent, a community whose history is deeply interwoven with the story of our province and our country as a whole. Through the arts and culture, business, education, and connections with elders, we see powerful expressions of identity and joy that have profoundly shaped our shared history. This year's theme, Strength and Unity Moving Forward with Purpose, Prosperity, Power, and Progress, encourage us to look toward the future and those things we can do together, but not forgetting to reflect on the more than 4 centuries of struggle and achievement which have been the hallmark of the African Nova Scotian community in this province. We should never forget that we live in a province which has a history of systemic racism. For a long time, race played a big role in where you lived, in what schools your children attended, and other basic services. I would like to extend my gratitude to the event organizers here in the municipality and the members of the broader African Nova Scotia community who played a part in bringing us together. It really is a pleasure for Darlene and I to participate in events such as this launch, to have a chance to meet so many dedicated members of the community. I could tell you a couple of stories about Corkum. There was the time, oh no, I can't do that. I was hoping that one of the door prizes might be a chance to sit in his chair, because you never invited me when I was a mayor. But I do have a great affinity for municipal governance, and particularly for those who put their hand up and serve in office. And David, I commend you on your long history of service, and to those who serve, thank you for doing that. Again, not an easy time to be in government, but I know that you do a remarkable job. Merci pour l'invitation à me joindre à vous ce soir. Nous espérons vous revoir bientôt. We hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Merci. Walaliak.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Next, we will watch a video of remarks from the Honorable Twyla Gross.
I want to begin by saying how sorry I am that I can't be with you in person today. While I'm not able to join you physically, I'm grateful for the opportunity to share this moment with you. African Heritage Month gives us time to pause and reflect, but also to recognize the living strength that exists in our communities right now. For more than 400 years, African Nova Scotian communities have shown what unity looks like in action, supporting one another, protecting culture, and carrying hope forward, even when the path was not easy. Unity has never meant standing still. It has meant moving forward together. When challenges appeared, people gathered. When voices were ignored, they grew stronger together. When the future felt uncertain, unity became a source of direction and courage. This year's theme, Strength in Unity, moving forward with purpose, prosperity, power, and progress, speaks to that truth. It reminds us that progress is not built alone. It is built in relationship, across generations, across communities, and through shared responsibility. Unity allows us to honor our differences while still walking the same road. It makes space for elders and youth, for tradition and innovation, for remembrance and possibility. It turns shared history into shared purpose. Today, I want to thank you. Thank you for the leadership you show, the care you extend, and the commitment you bring to your community. Your work reminds us that unity is not just a value, it's a practice. And it's through that practice that real change happens. As we celebrate African Heritage Month, may we continue to lift one another, listen deeply, and move forward together with purpose, with prosperity, with power, and with progress. Thank you for all that you do and for the future you are helping to build. Happy African Heritage Month 2026.
Now we will hear from Robert French, CEO of the Valley African Nova Scotian Development Association.
Assalamu alaikum. The answer is Malaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you all. Thank you. Hearing the opening speaking about what I would say is my primary work-life mentor, Geraldine Browning, was quite moving for me. Hard to believe that she isn't with us. A quick aside before I get into what started off, and you'll be happy to know, as a 5-page document, down to 1.5. The last 30 years of my work life started at the Black Cultural Center as the program director there. Who was on the board of the Black Cultural Center when I was there and first hired? Geraldine Browning. After that, I got into school, going to get my teaching degree. I was working for the AVR SB at the time as the Regional Community Co-op Coordinator. Who was on the board of the AVRSB at that time? Geraldine Browning. In 1999, I had a call into my supervisor's office, and Dr. Jim Gunn was there, and he said, something has happened that's never happened previously on any of the joint contracts at the school board and HRDC at the time had going together. They needed someone to head up a brand new organization. Oh yeah, and by the way, who was on the board of the school board at that time? Dr. Geraldine Browning. She's been in my life and my corner for 30 years to get us to where we are now. VANSDA is the longest continual serving nonprofit Black-led organization in Nova Scotia. Just a fact. And I can say openly to all here, we would not be here if it wasn't for Geraldine Browning. So just think about that for a moment. First of all, I'd like to thank Grayson and others here at the municipality for inviting me tonight. Events like this continues towards equity and recognition of all African diaspora persons, not only in the county, but the region. Some may say this recognition and those done previously were long overdue, which is a whole nother conversation. I think this is what, 10 years now that we've done this here, and it's wonderful. I'd like to take a step back, though, and ask the question, what is the true purpose of why we are here? Have any of you done the ancestry test where you find out your backgrounds? If you have, put up your hands. Oh, let me tell you, for those that haven't, do it. It'll be a conversation within your homes for days to find out what makes you up. So I've had to ask myself, what is the importance of African Heritage Month? Why was it so important to have the name change from Black History Month? It's one of those thoughts that I've had for many years now in trying to determine what it is that we truly gain from these 28 days of recognition. And just ask yourself, what do you want to gain from these 28 days? How are you going to take those 28 days of learned knowledge and use them for the rest of the year? It's easy for us to come into a group and gather and celebrate. But another hour, the celebration's over. What will you have taken, what will you have learned from this opportunity to make life-altering, community-altering decisions? Currently, we all live in this region, and those with African diaspora roots, long-term or recent additions to the community, spend little time recognizing those that really got us to this point. I would offer to you that it was a collection of local community members from various walks of life, all willing to put their efforts, their time, and their commitments to making things better for all of us. To my knowledge, not one was of African origin, but they carried that with them as part of their makeup. They fought the fights necessary to advance the opportunities and level the playing field for all who have benefited today. This does not mean things are great nor perfect. They are not. But consider where we would be without those efforts. So, what is African heritage? I'm not sure what is African heritage. I've talked to many of our newcomers, different parts of the continent. Is one heritage consistent for all? No. It's made up of those people that create the heritage. Heritage is what you pass down, not what you grab onto. I'm not sure, and maybe I need to speak to more of my newcomer friends as I struggle and go along this current path. My comments are not to downplay the importance of the month of February, and again, there's always that joke, they gave us the shortest month of the year, nor the impact it has had for some within the community, the entire community. That being said, we gather here tonight in celebration of not only the month, but the recognition of those who fought the fight to make things easier for all of us and others. To that end, let us remember the efforts of Geraldine Browning, Edith Clayton, Cassie Tolbert, Doreen Lewis, Gail Smith, Dr. Rudy French, Sharon and Les Oliver, Francis Mills Clements. There's more. They were the groundbreakers. They were the ones that had to deal with stuff that we don't deal with today. You young men are standing upon the shoulders of legends. Honor them by reaching out and grabbing what they have allowed you to get to. All those names were proud of their cultural backgrounds, their purpose in life, and used their levels of influence openly and behind closed doors to set into motion the recognition that we are all able to celebrate today. And truly, I hope that my generation has done enough to provide future paths for the next generation. I thank the Municipality of Kings for being a leader and an ally for their efforts and change of direction in the past decade by recognizing that our communities are linked by something greater than just residents. It is a shared life in this region. It is a shared understanding that we are better together than we are separate. And while that may seem like a forever moving goalpost, it is one that we can still strive to achieve. And I would like to thank you all for listening to me for the last 5.5 minutes.
Now, I would like to invite Crescenda McBride, the Coordinator of African Canadian Education Services for the Annapolis Valley Regional Center of Education, to share some remarks.
Good evening. Good evening, Lieutenant Governor Mike Savage, members of the council, elders, students, and honored guests. Thank you once again for the distinct pleasure of offering greetings to the municipality of the County of Kings as we observe African Heritage Month 2026. It's a pleasure to be back in Kentville to celebrate the contributions of African Nova Scotian communities to this region. The theme of 2026, Strength and Unity, moving forward with purpose, prosperity, power, and progress, serves as a vital mandate for our gathering today. It reflects the essential collaboration between our municipality, community members, students, and guardians as we share our experiences and uphold the spirit of African heritage. In the context of this theme, I would like to highlight the exemplary leadership of Dr. Geraldine Browning. Geraldine's legacy is defined by her ability to bridge the gap between people. Through her dedication of creating job opportunities and her instrumental work with our Regional Center for Education, she has fundamentally shifted the trajectory of the progress of both our students and our elders. To use a metaphor of navigation, if we're moving towards a better future, Geraldine represented our rearview mirror. She reminds us to look back with gratitude at the history and the figures such as Dr. Pearline Oliver, Rose Fortune, and Viola Desmond, who offered their strength so that we might find our purpose. We cannot drive forward safely without acknowledging the path paved behind us. However, as we look through the front windshield, the view is equally inspiring. I see the Amani drummers, youth speakers, and dedicated student leaders who are the heartbeat of our schools. To the students here today, I have a specific challenge for you. Progress is not a destination. It is a relay race. Just as Dr. Geraldine Browning and others have built the infrastructure for your success, we look to you to take the baton. My call to action is this: pursue your education and your passion with intensity, but always remember your roots. Our hope is that you will return to the County of Kings to offer your talents and your support to the next generation, ensuring the bridge that we build today remains strong. In a commitment to prosperity, the AVRCE Student Support Worker Program remains committed to being the bridge, facilitating the progress and the prosperity of our youth through advocacy and mentorship. Let us use this month not just to reflect, but as a springboard for our unified action. By honoring our history and investing in our youth, we ensure the progress we speak of today becomes a reality for tomorrow. Peace, happy African Heritage Month, and thank you.
Thank you, Crescenda, and thank you to all our speakers and community partners for your leadership and continued commitment to celebrating African Heritage Month. One of the highlights this evening is the opportunity to hear directly from students in this region. At this time, I'm pleased to invite my classmate, Alumnesh Sanchez Spencer, from the Afrocentric cohort at Horton to share a presentation with us.
Hi, my name is Alumnesh. I love music, sports, and sometimes school. I'm also a grade 12 student in the Afrocentric cohort at Horton High. Essentially, what the cohort aims for is to give students of African descent the best environment so they can have an education worth the while. In many situations, students of any race feel that questions they have aren't valid or worth asking, so instead they stay focused and don't learn. The cohort prevents students from having these feelings by having smaller class sizes and the best teachers in the school to help and support them with their education. It's a space where we feel seen, supported, and encouraged to be our full selves. We learn our history, our culture, and our strengths, while also being pushed to grow academically and personally. It reminds us that our stories matter and that excellence is part of who we are. On the personal side of things, the cohort for me has given me the opportunity to create many long friendships with students I didn't imagine speaking with before I'd entered into this program. They helped me with schoolwork, dealing with stress, and life in general. I don't know where I'd be without the people I met through the cohort, especially the teachers, James Wiseman, who teaches our math, and Natalie McIsaac, who teaches English. Those two are awesome. Thank you to Crescinda McBride and Lawrence Parker for pushing Horton to include this program in 2020. I'm proud to be part of this program and grateful to everyone who helps make it what it is. As I graduate and move on to a new chapter of my life, the impact and memories of the African-centered cohort will always stay with me. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Amnesh, for sharing that with us. Now we're going to pick 2 more tickets for some more giveaways.
Okay, how about blue first?
35017419.
All right, we have a winner. If you pick your own ticket, we gotta choose a new one. That's sad, she says.
2011.
26.
Oh, yeah. 26112503.
Yeah!
That's your cousin.
That's my cousin. Okay, let's go.
I want to another.
As this evening begins to come to a close, we will have Deputy Mayor Everett McPherson and Councillor Christina Sappington join us for a formal reading of the 2026 African Heritage Month proclamation and closing remarks.
Is that the proclamation? There you go. I have to get my glasses on. It's always a pleasure to attend this event each and every year, and it's nice to see such a large crowd here this evening. Wonderful. I think, Councillor Sappington, the biggest issue we have is whether to put the mic up here or down here. So maybe we'll put it somewhere in the middle for now. I'll begin with the proclamation. Whereas February is recognized internationally as Black History Month, a time to acknowledge and honor the history, culture, resilience, and contributions of people of African descent. And whereas in recognition of the enduring legacy of Black and African Nova Scotian peoples for over 400 years, Black History Month was renamed African Heritage Month in the province of Nova Scotia in 1996. And whereas the municipality of the County of Kings is home to the historic African Nova Scotian communities of Gibson Woods and Pine Woods, known today as Aldershot, whose histories reflect strength and perseverance. Do you want to do something? Okay. And whereas African Heritage Month provides an opportunity to acknowledge the impacts of systemic racism and anti-Black racism, while affirming the importance of equity, inclusion, and belonging for all residents. And whereas proclaiming African Heritage Month aligns with the municipality's strategy for belonging, which establishes an African diaspora, anti-Black racism, and reparations lenses to guide our commitments. And whereas this year's theme is Strength and Unity, moving forward with purpose, prosperity, power, and progress. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Deputy Mayor McPherson, on behalf of the Council of the Municipality of the County of Kings, do hereby proclaim the month of February 2026 as African Heritage Month in the municipality of the County of Kings, and encourage all residents to learn about, reflect upon, and celebrate the histories, culture, and contributions of African Nova Scotians and people of African descent.
Forgive me if I sway off of the script as Chair of Diversity Kings. It would kill me if I didn't take this opportunity to say that we do have a vacancy on Diversity Kings for a youth member. So I hope that maybe somebody will apply, and maybe you could sit at the table. We do serve really good food every month, so that's a perk. And so I had to take the opportunity because there's so many inspirational youth in our presence right now. So we're honored to serve on the Diversity Kings County Committee, joined by citizen members and representatives from our neighboring towns. Each month, the committee shares a meal together before discussing official business, and we do have some thought-provoking discussions, and members of the public are also welcome to come. It's become an important part of how we do this work, building relationships over food.
We're a group of people coming from different walks of life, and we often learn together about the legacies of a colonial past that continue to shape our present, and about the individuals who demonstrated resistance and courage so that we can still look towards an anti-racist future.
We learn so that we can be part of the work it takes to get there, so we can contribute to building a more just and inclusive community for everyone.
During African Heritage Month, we're particularly mindful of these histories and the ongoing work ahead. Thank you for gathering with us tonight to reflect, recognize, and celebrate. I'm also going to go off script just for a moment. My apologies, Grayson. She said don't go off script, but now both of us have done that. I want to give a shout out to my friends in Gibson Woods, and I'll tell you what's going on over there. There's an intergenerational committee that recently formed, and they're developing a community development association. And it has three purposes, this association. Purpose number one is to celebrate, acknowledge, and reflect upon the rich history of Gibson Woods. Secondly is to take an accounting of where Gibson Woods is today in the present, kind of a state of the union address of where we are. And importantly, it's also about envisioning the future and revitalizing the rich community of Gibson Woods. And I see a couple of representatives of that committee here with us this evening. I congratulate you for that initiative and look forward to working with you so that Gibson Woods continues to be a rich and strong part of the municipality of Kings County. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that reading and for affirming the importance of African Heritage Month in our community. The formal program this evening has come to an end, but we welcome you all to stay and enjoy refreshments and connect with one another. Thank you again for joining us on this wonderful evening.